Right, you ready to start?
Yes, absolutely.
We've been going for 50 minutes here, Blues.
Oh, it's been amazing. Right, welcome to the Manchester is Blue show. So we're going to start the week with a bit of a quiz, my friends, a bit of a quiz. We're going to do a Who Am I?
Okay.
So, Dave, you weren't here last week.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting this one to be a nice, easy one for you. But I don't want the answers yet. I want the answers at the end. Okay, so you can have a think about this. You got a good half an hour, 40 minutes to think about it. But I think this is an easy one. Okay, so I'm giving you this one. If you get this one straight away, I'm doubling my efforts next week.
Okay.
This player started off at Everton.
Okay.
Joined City.
Yeah.
Went to Villa.
Okay.
And then went to QPR and finished his career there. Played a total of 515 games in the league. And that is all I'm going to give you. That's all I'm going to give you. So, you ready with that? Everton, City, Villa, QPR. I'm going to leave you with that.
Okay.
I think I would get this. So, I'm hoping you would too. Yeah, I'm sure you will. But we've got a bit of an agenda today, chaps, so we'll move on. We've seen last week that we did a bit of a recap on City's defenders, on City's goalkeepers, and giving them ratings of out of 10 how we thought they did for the how we thought they did in this season so far. Obviously, we're at a stage of the season now where it will continue at some point. I'm convinced of that, whether the delays this next season and so forth. But the season will finish. But as far as we are up to now, we're going to talk about defenders today and where we think the defenders are and where we think our team is at relation to. Obviously, we've spent an absolute fortune in our defence recently, haven't we? So what I want to do, I want to go through our key defenders and just see who you think's performed, who you think's not performed, who could have done better, who we're looking forward to see next season. And we're going to start off with Kyle Walker. So I mean, and I've spoken to you two many times about our defensive frailties. Kyle Walker, for me, has got us out of the mire on more than one occasion with his strength and speed. He's probably one of our shining lights when it comes to defenders at the moment. What do you two think about him?
Turned it up a notch, I think, this season. I think maybe resting on his laurels a little bit in that right back position because, we had Danilo there and, Danilo was a bit more of a utility player. So I think Walker knew that he was going to be playing week in, week out. I really like Walker this season. I think he stepped it up a notch, knowing that Cancelo is breathing down his neck. And I think he's taken it to Cancelo. And this is a Portuguese international coming from Juventus, who you'd think would be an incredible player. And Walker is infinitely better than him, and he's just not going to relinquish that right back spot. So for me, solid 8 out of 10 for me, Walker this season.
Yeah, I like that. Daniel?
Same 8 out of 10 for me. He's probably, by the team's efforts this season and where we are this season, he's probably had his best season at City, you could argue. He's been more noticeable. I think he's just somewhat matured a lot this season as well. And he's entering his prime years. I mean, what is he, 29, 30 now?
Yeah.
So he's very experienced now from when he first signed City a couple of years ago. It's only taken a couple of years. And yeah, Cancelo for me, my feelings on Cancelo. I don't think he'll be at City beyond this summer. I think he's been a bit of a waste this side now. I would prefer to have Danilo all day long. And I can't see Walker losing his place with the form he's in this season. Because no player's stepped up and been fantastic this season, but he's been one of the more consistent ones. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. He's got us out on more than a few occasions.
Do you know what? He's 30 this year. He's 29. 28th of May is 30. So he's on the right age of being. He's got a good couple of years left in there, hasn't he? Good 6 seasons at least left in him there. So yeah, we're going for 8 out of 10 with him. I'm happy with that. We're going to our number 5, John Stones. Do you want to lead the way, Dave?
God, I mean, I'm not going to slate a City player because he wears the blue shirt, which is
Has Dave died?
I don't know, but what a face.
That's beautiful. It's angelic. I don't know if anyone could see this. This is rubbish podcasting, but his face is an absolute picture.
Was that my turn?
Oh, mate, sorry, but I wish I did a screensaver of your face there. It was unbelievable.
That screenshot, Dave. Are you wearing mascara or eyeliner or something? It's very black.
Yeah. I see a next gone.
It's because you blurred the background of your Skype.
I'm working from home, so I put my mascara on.
What were you saying about John Stones?
Okay, I was saying that it's not like me to slate a City player because anyone who wears the blue shirt is always going to get our full support. They have to. Stones just isn't a Manchester City player for me, for what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve and where we are as a club right now. I think he's at the wrong club.
That's brutal. I don't think he's a City player. Right, okay.
I don't think he is. His confidence it's just shot. And I think that's not coming back from his injuries successfully, because he has. And I know he had a lot going on in his personal life too. He's just not at that level. And I was saying on our messaging a couple of weeks ago about this whole confidence thing and trust. And when Stones is in that back line, he doesn't have the confidence of the rest of the team. He doesn't have the confidence of the goalkeeper, and he doesn't have the confidence of the fans. And rightly or wrongly, that absolutely impacts certain players. And John Stones is an absolute confidence player for me, and he's not there this season. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Dan, what are you giving him?
See, I'm completely the opposite about one side there, Dave. I completely agree about I don't have confidence in the back line this season. But I still think, he could still become one of City's greatest centre-backs.
He could, but don't you think he's had enough time now? Because we've been hearing that for 12, 18 months now, that, he's going to be the next Rio Ferdinand, of that graceful central defender who could bring the ball out. And he's still not been able to do it.
But at the same time, you have to, and you're going to slate me for this, you have to sort of blame Guardiola in essence, because this is also a manager that plays Nicolas Otamendi.
Yep.
It must be. I mean, we've all seen it. When he first signed for City, he looked like he was going to be the saving grace. He looked like he was going to take over from Vinny when Vinny left. He had the presence about him. He could easily buff up a little bit. He read the game well. And I think injuries and his personal life are taking a hindrance this season on his career. That's why I said, I think it was about 3 or 4 podcasts ago, I still have full faith in him. I think he just needs to take time off football. And I know we weren't going to mention it, but the coronavirus probably has done him a favour in his career, because it gives him a time away from football, in essence, just to get his mind sorted out. Football is not a factor in his life at the moment now. His personal life is. If he gets that sorted out, comes back to the club, just gets his head down, knuckle on in training. Who knows, he might have a couple of games if the season gets restarted where he can just sort of niggle his way back in. And I still 100% believe that he'll stay at the club beyond this summer and he'll make a name for himself at City. But this season, I'd have to agree with a 4 out of 10, but I do believe next season or the season after we'll be seeing it 8 or above.
Yeah. So my only difference is, Dan, is that I probably don't believe, I hope, he's a City player at the end of the day. I worship him. So it's more of a hope for me that he can get to that level, that we paid 50 million for him, one of Guardiola's first buys. He saw something in him. We have a best coach in the world, and if the best coach in the world can't get what he wants out of him, then who's going to do? But you're exactly right. This could be the break he needs to get fully fit and put his head down. And now that European Championships are now 12 months away. Now he's got, like a lot of other English players, they've got something to strive for now. These players who probably weren't going to make that 22 squad, well, they've now got 12 months now to actually try and break into that squad. Absolute amazing opportunity for Foden now, in my opinion, that he's got another 12 months to cement a midfield place for England.
Well said. Well, so we're coming on to midfielders next week, and he's certainly going to take up a good 15, 20 minutes of our time talking about Foden. There's no doubt about that. Dan, what were you thinking out of 10 for John Stones? We'll have to meet in the middle at some point.
Agreeing with Dave for this season. For this season alone.
All right, cool. We're going on to Angelino now, who's a player I don't think we'll see again in a City shirt. I think he's doing really well as he's moved on, but I don't think he'll come back to us again. What do you two think, Angelino?
I don't think he'll come back, and 30 million euros is not to be sniffed at. For a player of his caliber, I think that I really do believe that is good money. I saw him live twice when I was in England back in December. Absolutely ran the show away to Burnley. Definitely good at attacking, but his defensive play, unfortunately 3 days later, I see him in the derby, and Daniel James literally took him apart. If Angelino got a 1 out of 10 in the derby, Tom, you were watching exactly what I saw. He was just bloody awful.
It was painful to watch. He just looked like a fish out of water.
Yeah, and I just felt that if maybe mid-table Premiership teams, yes, he might have a decent game against, but when you get into that next level, it was obviously just too much for him.
Yeah.
And I think 30 million to get that in, I really believe that we've either got someone in the academy that we can promote, or we can go out and buy someone as good, who's maybe a little bit better defensively than Angelino.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got 8 main defenders at the club, so we're going to do 4 today and 4 the next podcast. And the last one I want to talk about today is Laporte. And I think I speak for everybody when, if it's hard to say, isn't it, what we would have done this season if he was 100% fit. But I guarantee you, we wouldn't be 25 points behind Liverpool. We may be behind, but we won't be that far behind. He's a phenomenal player, isn't he? And he's a fantastic talent.
Yeah, and now we're hearing that Barcelona are sniffing around him, and that's kudos to him, really. That if in my opinion the best team in the world, because they have the best player in the world, Dan, playing for them. If he wants to go there, then
he's already at.
Yeah, but you've got to. A player, if they get the opportunity to go play for a Barca or a Real Madrid, honestly, as a City fan, I don't mind that. That's definitely a huge thing for a professional player to play for one of those clubs. Do I think he's going to move there? I absolutely don't, unless Barcelona came in with some stupid money offer for us. We'd want, if they're saying he's the best left-sided centre-back in the world, just like Guardiola says, well, we want at least 150 for him.
I genuinely don't think there's enough money in the world. Like what PSG came, the rumours of PSG going for Mahrez. I don't think there's enough money in the world at the moment to take Laporte away from City, unless he comes out, spits his dummy out, and says, "I want to leave." And this absolutely nowhere.
And this comes back to my point about Stones as well. That really this confidence thing. That I think that's half a battle with a central defender. If you have the support and comfort and confidence of your team and your goalkeeper and the fans, that's half the battle. And Laporte has got all those 3 things in spades, and that's the difference between him and Stones. It's all about confidence. And even with the very, very limited games Laporte has played this season, you've still any time he has played, we've looked like a different bloody team.
Yeah.
You've got it even on 10 appearances or whatever it might be this season. I'm still giving him an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that number. What are you thinking, Dan?
echo everything Dave said. You know, that Sheffield United game, his first game back after the long injury layoff, proved the difference. I mean, I'm sure when we all saw the lineup for that night game, we're all like, what the hell is he throwing him in for? And it just proved exactly how much we've missed somebody who just goes in like an Otamendi, but wins a challenge and has the confidence oozing out and right across the rest of the team. And we've missed him so much. And agree, Tom, that if he was playing, if just double the amount of games, the limited games he's played this season, we wouldn't be anywhere near the points total that we're behind Liverpool right now. And for me, I don't see him moving, even if the offer from Barcelona is 200, 300 million, because he has been quoted in the past as having a deep love for Athletic Bilbao. And he was quoted that he never, ever wants to play against them unless forced to via European. And he absolutely adores that club and he'd hate to play against them. I can't remember what interview that was. But he absolutely loved the club, so I don't think he'll move. But at the same time, we don't know. Player in and out, maybe money might talk. You never know.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. That we're going to talk about the next part. I'm going to talk about Mendy, Cancelo, Otamendi, and Garcia in a bit more detail. Maybe a little bit about Howard Bellis as well, because obviously he's played for us a few times as well. Interested, I saw in the news before that during this bit of off-period time, Kevin De Bruyne started to do his coaching badges, his A and B UEFA coaching badges, obviously copying in the footsteps of Vincent Kompany there. I think that's really good for him to do, especially if he's going into captain material next year.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to follow the tack of Vincent Kompany as well. I think he does hot-foot it back to Belgium whenever he gets the opportunity. I think he likes living in Belgium. I think he wants to be there. I totally expect him to do a bit of a Vinny, to be perfectly honest, in 5 or 6 years' time and become player manager of a Ghent or Bruges or someone like that, you know. But fair play to him, and if we can, you know, what he needs to do is do a little bit like Garcia. If Garcia's already going out to the academy and just kind of giving them a little bit of training, let's hope that De Bruyne can do the same thing as well and be a little bit of inspiration for these younger players coming through.
Absolutely. Dan, did you see before about City being linked with Fabian Ruiz again? I know you've talked about him once or twice.
Fabian Ruiz? Oh, of Napoli.
Midfielder, yeah, central midfielder.
Yeah, I haven't. No, there was something about a month ago that I saw. I don't know whether it might. Well, was it recent?
Yeah, I saw something online this morning about where we're in the running again for him, or certainly having interest in him.
Well, if we do that. I mean, it was a long time ago since we talked to him. It's like the Ruben Diaz sort of talks. They've all just sort of gone cold. And no, I've never obviously seen him live, but the games I've seen him on TV, he marshals a midfield. He's more of a versatile. He's attacking and defensive at the same time. He can read the game fantastically, and I think he's still only 24, not even into his mid-20s yet.
So what we're thinking of in there, where we're thinking of in position-wise, there are we thinking of a potential long-term replacement for Fernandinho? Must be where we're thinking at there long-term.
He could do it. Yeah, he could do it, but I think he's more agile. I think he'd be more of a, as much as it's going to be a hindrance to Foden, more of a Silva type player, because he's very good technically. He looks like a tough lad, but from what the games I've seen him, he's been more attackive, and he makes Napoli tick in that midfield. Interesting,
yeah, he'd be an interesting one to watch on the radar. Then it's funny because Maurizio Sarri did an interview about being in love with the way Gabriel Jesus plays. I think Jesus is on that untouchable list at the moment at City. I don't think there's any chance of him going out anywhere. Thinking of the foreseeable future. I don't know what you two feel about that.
There's no way. There's no way he's going.
He loves me too much. He won't leave me. Believe me, I've been singing his praises the past two podcasts. He's. I said it last podcast as well. He'll be the forefront of the next generation of City.
Yeah,
absolutely. Hello, Steve. How we doing, pal?
Hello, mate. You right?
Yeah, good. Are you okay to talk? Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Fantastic. We're just talking about Dan's love child in Gabriel Jesus being eyed up by the Italians.
No, yeah, well, I've
Saying
still got my
that, you'd swap him for Harry Kane, wouldn't you?
Don't start.
any day of the week.
wow. See, I wouldn't.
Thank you. Somebody with a sane mind.
I'd have Jesus over Kane every day of the week.
Thank you.
Yeah. Though, and Steve, that's not taken away. I think Kane's a very, very good player, but I'd still prefer Jesus.
They are completely different players, though, in my mind.
But
Yeah.
if you want someone to take over from Aguero, it's not Jesus. If you think about it, if you want someone with a goal scoring record, it's Kane. If you want someone to work hard and work for the team, then yeah, Jesus. But if you want someone to score you goals, like no one realizes how much we're gonna miss Aguero until he's gone, and then you'll realize that how Jesus is no way near as good as finisher as him, and then that's when we need someone like Kane. Trust me, it will.
I totally agree with that. I'm just saying that if you gave me the choice right now between Jesus or Kane, I would pick Jesus. But you're exactly right, Steve. When Aguero leaves Etihad, we're going to need that replacement. And yeah, I could see Jesus and Kane working incredibly well together. He's not an out-and-out goal scorer, Jesus, like Aguero is. We're definitely going to need to replace that. But I think the timing's just going to be a little bit off. That if Kane's going to move, is it going to be in the next 12 months? And if it is in the next 12 months, I think we've still got Aguero for 2 years yet. So where does that fit in?
I think if we can get him, because
go on.
Sorry, Tom. No, carry on, Tom.
No, when does Sergio's contract run out? Because he's done it when his contract's
End
end.
of next year.
I can't see him signing an extension.
No.
I don't know why. I think once Silva goes, he'll want to go as well.
Yeah, I think the longer Mourinho stays at Tottenham, the more the bigger players will want to leave.
Yeah.
And I do think that would be a perfect opportunity to get Kane, because I think if Pochettino was still there wouldn't be a chance to get Kane. I do, but now Mourinho's there, they're not going to better themselves. And I think Mourinho just got bored of being on the sidelines and just took the closest thing he could get to a top four, which was Tottenham, because no one else is going to take him. But I think it'd be a perfect time to get Kane. We can use Jesus in other ways, like the way that he played against Real Madrid did turn my opinion on him to the good. Because I thought he worked. That's what he gives. He works for the badge, which is obviously what we want. But I just think when Aguero goes, we will realise how pinnacle and how clinical he is. And I think Kane, I think Tom did the stats the last time that we was on the podcast, and Kane's goal scoring record is insane.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, for me though, we'd only be able to base this on one man, and that's Guardiola. If Guardiola leaves, we can take all that into consideration. That Kane might be chosen to join City if he wants to. If Guardiola stays, he will never sign Kane. He likes the players like Jesus. He likes to bring relatively unknown players and mould them into his own. Kane's already got his style of play and already got his mould. And if we sign Kane, it would be like signing Dzeko again. Guardiola would have to change his system. Yes, everybody knows, and I'm sure Guardiola knows, we need a tall lad, just so if the game is tough, we can just whip it in sky high and hope someone will get a header on that. It's not Guardiola. It's not, very rarely when the team plays for corners, even if we've got Laporte in there or Kompany at the time or Rodri this season, we very rarely put it in the box now, even with the tall lads in there. And I think if he was to sign Kane, the only reason he'd have to sign Kane, other than maybe replacing Aguero, is just for corners and set pieces, just for a bit of height and somebody who can head it in. I honestly cannot see Kane ever signing for City, especially under Guardiola.
We'll see. There's going to be a lot of water to go under the bridge in the next couple of months, next year or so, isn't there? So we'll certainly see what happens at Spurs. It can't be any surprise to anybody that Mahrez has come out and he's said he's open to fresh contract negotiations with City as the PSG rumours start to work on. Obviously, his agent's doing some work in the background there, isn't he, to stir up a bit of shit to get him a new pay rise. So I'm totally not surprised about that, and it's standard procedure. But I'd give Mahrez a new contract in an absolute heartbeat. I think he's gonna be a key player for us. I think he's gonna be a senior player for next season as well.
Agreed. Yeah, 80 million's a lot of money, but then you have to go and replace it. So I'd be keeping him. Very good season he's had.
Yeah, I'm absolutely right. I don't know if any of you lads know that the Villarreal.
Oh no.
Villarreal sent.
Yep.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Right, go again, Tom. You cracked up then.
I was saying, I don't know if you lads know of the Villarreal centre-back, Pau Torres.
Yeah.
The City, United and Barcelona are supposed to be out on his tail at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know much about him?
Yeah, he's a very, very hot prospect. I think he's only about 22 now, and he knows the game almost like Kompany-esque. He's a very good centre-back.
Yeah, 23 years, looking at his stats. I just turned 23, so yeah, he's. I don't know much about him personally, but his stats certainly read well.
He's only really hit the limelight this season. The last season he was on the fringes, but this season he's been one of their main men at the back, and he's proving it now. He's sort of like the Laporte of Bilbao. You know, he came up, he was just little snippets, and then one season, bang, he was there, and he's following the same footsteps, and he looks the real deal.
Yeah.
He's also in the Spain national squad as well, which is obviously a positive side for anyone going in.
Absolutely. I was hearing about actually that De Ligt is not happy at Juventus as well.
I wouldn't say no to him. Crikey.
I've heard, and he's not been playing that well. I don't think he gets on well with Chiellini either, by what I was hearing. And obviously Chiellini's Mr. Juventus, isn't he? So anything he says kind of goes, like Messi at Barca type thing. But I have been hearing a lot of rumours that he's not happy. So I wonder if Pep's maybe having a sniff around there as well, because I think he'd be perfect beside Laporte.
Well, there's maybe less pressure as well. I think he's had a bad season simply because of the massive amount of pressure that he was under. You know, it sounded like every big team in the world wanted to buy him, and he plumped for Juventus, and they thought they were getting, you know, the next Chiellini, and he maybe is, but the pressure is too much for him, and maybe coming to another club, maybe City, might be a really, really good move for him. My only concern with that is that they probably want Jesus in return.
Do it.
Hands just threw his phone across the room. I've just read.
Sorry.
I don't know if you guys were watching social media recently, but Pep's donated €1 million to the Barcelona medical services for the coronavirus. So well done, Pep, for sticking your hand in your pocket. That's great to see. They're obviously really struggling at the moment, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So yeah, fair play to Pep for doing that as well. Have you seen the comment Raheem Sterling's been trapped into saying today by the local rags in Liverpool? Have you heard this?
And we actually got messaged about it as well. If you saw our inbox today, someone had actually messaged us about it. I said that we'd have a little chat about that on today's podcast. But yeah, it's just the media, isn't it? They've just tried to put him into this bracket of, he never wanted to leave Liverpool, and his heart is still there.
Yeah,
he didn't say that at all.
It's just right. He genuinely says, right, here's the quote. The journalist said, "Would you ever go back?" And Sterling said, "To be honest with you, I love Liverpool. don't get it twisted. They are always in my heart. He genuinely says, don't twist my words. And what do? Is they just stick it in the bracket of, oh, fantastic, right? Yeah, he wants to come back to us. No, don't be silly. And to be honest with you, every Liverpool fan I know would rather stick a dagger in his back than see him in a red shirt again.
Yeah.
So I don't see any. It's obviously slow news stories for the journalists, isn't it, at the moment? So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, this comes down to, Tom, that essentially this could be any professional football player, any club that has given a professional football player the start in the game. They're always going to have an affinity for them. They're always going to have a bit of love for them. That, you know, Liverpool set Raheem Sterling up for life. You know, they gave him a platform to show his talent, earning very, very big wages anyway. And then he got a huge move to a bigger club, and we are a bigger club, and winning tons of trophies. But he's still going to have an affinity for Liverpool because that's where that gave it a start. It's
generally like appreciating your first boss, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll move on for that because I don't want to give that any more time than what it's needed. I just want to take you lads back to on this day moment. Dave, you would definitely have watched this guy on the Kipax without a shadow of a doubt. He was one of my favourite players. In 1994, Brian Horton signed this winger.
Peter Beagrie.
Yay! Peter Beagrie from Everton. Absolutely. Do you know what? Can you believe he played 58 games for City, and I was amazed by how many goals he scored for us. I thought it was more than this. 5 goals in 58 games. I would have put money on that being double that to 15.
It probably was that, but does it say how many assists that he gave?
No, it doesn't. I've not looked at that. Let me double check.
Because that's what Beagrie's game was. He was such a good winger at getting that ball into the box. And, you know, Walsh or Rossler or Quinney getting on the end of it. He was a brilliant player, Beagrie. I can't believe Everton sold him, to be honest.
£1.1 million.
Yeah. It was nothing. It was I think I said on the message the other day to you lot that Brian Horton actually brought in really good players. If you look at the players who he signed for us, Garrido.
Did he sign Rossler and Walsh?
He signed Walsh, yeah.
Rossler.
Signed Rossler for $300,000. He got Garrido on loan, and I said the other day, I think Garrido is literally one of the best midfielders who's ever played for City. He was absolutely brilliant. And then I think David White's time was up at City. He did the swap deal for David White for David Rocastle. Rocky Rocastle was brilliant for City.
Yeah,
he bought Carl Griffith for $500,000. Carl Griffiths was a wonderful little player for us. Banged in a ton of goals for us. Like, he was just that manager. He kept us up. He was just that manager. He just seemed to have a bit of a golden touch for his little transfer deals and spotting talent.
Yeah.
I've got a huge soft spot for Brian Horton. I think he got a real bad rap by people.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. That was a good time when I used to go to Main Road and sit next to my dad and watch the football. Then we seemed to have a cracking little team, and Rossler and Walsh had a fantastic pairing together.
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, great stuff. And Beagrie's somersault when he scored.
Oh, it was a
backflip.
It was a really decent team that we had. You know, Vonky in central defence. Bloody loved Vonk. We had a decent team. We played nice football. I know that we didn't win anything. I know we kind of struggled a little bit in the league, but we didn't get relegated, and we actually played beautiful football for a long time. Like, everyone knows that Manchester City 5, Spurs 2 game. I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, even on Match of the Day, they were saying, you have to watch this game. Like, it's that good. I was there at that game, and we were just sensational.
Amazing. I'm gonna move on. I could talk about those days a lot for a very. In fact, you know what? We should have we should have a Brian Horton chat. Let's go back. Let's go back to old school and go back to Brian Horton, because I think we could talk about that all day. Yesterday, here's another stat. Here's another bit of information for you. Yesterday, in 1895, City beat Lincoln City 11-3. City's highest number of goals scored in a league game. 11-3, 1895. I don't know if you lads have seen the English game yet on Netflix.
No, but it's on my watch list.
Do it. It's like Downton Abbey meets football. It's great. Downton Abbey meets Dream Team. Remember that old Sky programme, Dream Team?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Footballers' Wives, was that the other one?
Maybe.
Footballers' Wives.
Downton Abbey meets football. Watch it. It's really good. So this was a couple of years after that, but yeah, no, it's well worth a watch if you get a chance to. I think it's about 5 or 6 episodes, something like that. I binge watched it this weekend. It's brilliant fun. Absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna move on now. I've got a little quiz that admin Dan's put together. Other Dan, not Fielding.
I was going to say, did I?
Has anyone got any more news from the last couple of days you want to share? No? Should we move on? Right. Okay. Right. Quick and dirty quiz, and then we'll move on to the Who Am I quiz.
Okay.
I'll run on to that with you in a minute before you go for that. So, okay, how many league appearances did Bert Trautmann make? Closest wins.
Bert Trautmann. So, I'll go 362.
362.
312.
12.
Conservative 340.
340. You're all well off. 508.
I said that.
Dave, you're the closest, mate. You still win, Dave. You still got a point for being closest. You're only 180 away.
I didn't realise it was that many.
I had no idea. I am relying on these stats being correct, by the way. I've not had enough time to fact check these. I'm going to take you back now to Micah Richards scoring an injury time goal against Aston Villa and subsequently swearing on Sky Sports when he was interviewed.
Happy days.
Yeah. What was the exact time he scored that injury time goal?
Oh, I'm going to go 94 minutes and 12 seconds.
93 and 47 seconds.
93 and 21 seconds.
Steve, you're so close. 93 and 49 seconds. Steve, you're 0.2 seconds out. Oh, 1 minute. Well, good gone, yeah, Steve. Bloody hell, fire. Right, okay. How many yards did Yaya Toure run with the ball before scoring against Aston Villa in the 4-0 win in the 2013-14 season? You remember it? He was an absolute train.
I remember it like yesterday. It was absolutely peeing down with rain, wasn't it, as well?
Oh, it's phenomenal. And honestly, I've never been so excited to see a player run through a crowd of teams.
So I'm going to go 93 yards.
93 yards, okay.
85 yards.
92.
92.
What?
Dan, you're just going under Dave by one every time.
Well, you know.
Anyway,
I'll go for the middle.
Steve takes a 2-1 lead. 88 yards. Yaya Toure ran with the ball.
Yeah, that was some goal.
It was a phenomenal goal, actually. We need to put that back up on the...
Let Steve go first in these.
No, do you know what, Dan? You can go first next, mate.
Yeah, you go first.
Sod that, I'll wait.
Here's one for your age range, Dan. How many goals did City's previous all-time top goal scorer, Eric Brook, score? Oh my God, Dave's got his hand up. Steve, you can go.
I know this. I think.
If we give it to the audience. Come on, Dave.
I think it's 176, isn't it?
I'm waiting for Dan's conservative number here.
175. No, 177. 177. 177.
What are you going for, Steve?
I'm going to go for 165.
I generally thought you were going to go 175 then. I'm really disappointed you didn't try and really... Dan, well done, mate. You're on the board. 177.
Damn it!
Don't get it on. I got it spot.
He's Googled that.
Cheers for that, Dave. You can have a look at the computer. There's nothing.
He's Wikipedia'd that one, isn't he?
You're only gutted because I still stuck with Dave instead of going with you there.
Right, okay. Last question now. Manchester City have the second highest attendance in English football. Obviously just been beaten by Spurs at Wembley. What was the attendance? Manchester City have the second highest attendance in English football. What was the attendance?
English football. So this is at Main Road.
Correct.
Yeah,
84,153.
Just 1 second. Let me just write your names here, Steve. What was that? 84?
84,153.
Just call him dear.
Dan, can I just put 84,152 for you?
No, up it by one.
What are you going for, pal?
Yeah, one less than Dave. So no, one more. I always like to be conservative. One more. I got it one more last time. One more.
One more. 154. Bloody hell. Right, Steve, come on.
88,203.
103. Oh, this is so close. The actual attendance was, and hang on, let's do a bit of quick. Dan, you pipped him. Dave, I'm so sorry, mate. He's absolutely kippered you here, pal. 84,569. And do you know what? I feel a bit sorry for you. We've got a massive VAR check here because Dan's just drew this with Steve by massive shithousery of epic proportions.
Hey, there's no sore losers here. I did it fair and square. I put my own numbers across.
He's Wikipedia, the top
Dan,
goals.
a bonus point, Dan. Who was the
No
game?
computer.
That was
Go on,
your
Dave.
phone.
Dan, bonus point. Who was the game against?
Which game? Which one?
The one that you just guessed correctly. Who was 4,500. Who was the game against?
I don't have a clue, Villa. If I got that right, I'll cry.
Tom's got his hand up.
Tom knows.
When we play them away, it's a cold, wet, and windy night on a Wednesday.
Stoke.
There you go.
I got it right. See, nobody gave me any clues.
Oh, amazing! I think we should wrap it up there, lads. I think that's been
Who am I?
really good session. That
Who am I?
Dave's been called for his.
Dan.
Oh, who am I? I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Who am I? Right. So, Steve, I know you were just into this one. So, who am I? We started off with the player started off at Everton, came to City, left City, went to Villa, and then finished his career at QPR. Everton, City, Villa, QPR. And do you know what? I'm giving Dave first refusal on this because of Dan shithousery.
Yeah. It was the one and only Dunny Monster.
Yeah, the pint of Guinness in Didsbury. Richard Dunn. Fantastic. Well done, lads. I hope you enjoyed that. Did you enjoy the quiz?
Yeah, more of those. That was actually pretty good.
I don't know if I should join in anymore. But it sounds like it's just shithousery. You know.
The thing is, you're going first next time, pal.
You are definitely going first.
I went first in all of them. Just you lot don't like the idea of me winning. That's all. I gave my own numbers.
Right. Have a fantastic evening, Blues. Great to talk to you, and we'll speak to you soon.
I'll get Lewis Dunk on the next one.
Please, mate. That'd be nice.
I'll talk to Jesus, see if I can get him on for you, boys.
Good night, boys. See you later.
All the best, boys. Stay safe.
Bye.
Stay safe.